the Pick Vault. Taking sports gambling to the next level. No more winging it. It's time to get paid. We're a sports gambling consultation firm. We use sports, news, sports data, stats, and analytics. And we help you unlock your money. Get ready to start winning. This is the Pick Vault. And here's Matt Taylor.
It's the Pick Vault. Gonna sit you down and listen to this real talk. Ain't no first or second option, this the default. Turning picks into these dollars, gonna let them fall. Raining down these daily winnings like an aerosol. Analytics calculated just to win it all. Problems when it comes to choosing, we got all them solved. Got the picks that needin' fixed and you know who to call. Cause this the Pick Vault.
And he is right. That is J Live Official. Make sure you guys go check him out on Apple Music, Spotify, or right here on Instagram at J Live Official. And again, welcome back to the Pick Vault. Tonight we got a great episode ahead of us. We're going to be talking about a lot, and I'm actually joined once again by my co-host, my brother from another mother. Kind of become my brother at this point. I can even take out that part from another mother. You're pretty much my brother at this point. Sally Picks 585 Bets. And everyone out there, tonight we're going to kind of dive into the Urban Meyer situation. We're going to talk about this Thursday Night Football and get set up for really an interesting week of NFL action because we got 2 games on Saturday, a bunch of games on Sunday, obviously Monday Night Football, and the Pick Vault has you covered throughout the weekend. So, Sally, as we dive into this game, right before we kind of talk about this game specifically, I think we got to start here, okay? Because we have to talk about how the Pick Vault's been hotter than ever before. We're 7 in a row now on Pick Vault Best Bets, 7 straight Pick Vault Best Bets. When you and I met, I think I won 8 straight to start out, and that was when you and I met. We've now won 7 straight Pick Vault Best Bets, and we are 21-5 in the last 26 Pick Vault well placed. Again, for less than $1 a day, you guys cannot beat the deal out there. Again, right now, with Christmas right around the corner, you can buy it for your friends, buy it for your family. Download the Pick Vault mobile app today. Less than $1 a day, you get picks, player props, score projections, all brought to you by the artificial intelligence-backed computer simulations that is the Pick Vault. And Sal, I know you've now won 3 straight. The Pick Vault's won 7 straight. That would make it, between the two of us, 10 straight. And what's interesting to me and what separates, the Pick Vault and separates you from other handicappers or handicapping services out there is the transparency. We both post a ton of stuff on Instagram, and there's other people out there, I'm not going to name any names, that kind of, hide their wins, hide their losses. The Pick Vault and you kind of go at it. So, Sal, dive into what you've been up to from the handicapping perspective before we dive into this game. And again, welcome to the show.
I just want to say thank you to the Pick Vault. You hit the nail right on the hammer right there, man. Look, you're my brother, man, and we got a great relationship, and I'm honored to be here. And between the both of us, man, and we bring 2 different sides to the coin. That's what I love about it. Okay, man, you have been so hot, and I've always told people, look, man, like I sell my $100 packages. But that Pick Vault is like the best tool in the box, man. I love what you're offering the people. And for the price, you can't beat it, man. And the analytics, I mean, what you are offering to the people is just great. So let's just start there, man. We got a lot to dive into on this game, man. I'm just excited, man. I mean, right now, 'tis the season. It's Christmas is right around the corner. Don't you guys want to make some money? I know I want to make some money. And right now, like you said, we got games Saturday. We got games tonight. We got games Sunday. I am so excited right now. I can't wait. So let's do this, man. Let's do this.
All right, just like you said it's time to do it. We're going to dive into the first storyline that we have to touch on. I'm here in Jacksonville, and the storyline in the middle of the night, it broke last night at about 2 a.m., which is a weird time for the story to leak. Obviously, Adam Schefter from ESPN comes out in the middle of the night and announces that Urban Meyer, the longtime great coach at the University of Florida, the great coach at the Ohio State University, this guy's been all over the place. He's won everywhere he's been except for Jacksonville, and he's now gone in Jacksonville. Less than a year of being the head coach here. Obviously, the storyline heading into the season was getting Trevor Lawrence, the number 1 draft pick, going and trying to build a team around him, going out there and getting a big-name coach, paying him $100 million over a 10-year contract. and he doesn't last a year. And really, the one thing you got to talk about is it's not necessarily the performance on the field. And this is what I was talking about with somebody else before I hopped on air. This is not about his performance on the field. Yes, it's not great. The Jaguars only have 2 wins so far this season. But we got to talk about the fact that the Jaguars last season didn't win a game. They didn't win a game last year. So all of a sudden, he comes in, he's won 2 games. Yeah, it's not great, but it's all about what's happened off the field. Obviously, he had an issue with at the bar with the girl. He's had an issue with his team. He's had an issue with a number of things across the board. What do you think was the nail in the coffin? Obviously, the nail in the coffin was a story last night coming out that he kicked a player in practice. Yeah. But really, what a disaster for Urban Meyer. What a disaster for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you think Urban Meyer ends up in college? Do you think he ends up anywhere else? Or you think this man is now done as a head coach anywhere?
I mean, I think he definitely needs to go back home, regroup. I mean, look, man, he knew when he took on this job with Jacksonville that it wasn't going to be all pretty, all roses. I mean, come on. Like you said, man, they didn't win a game last year, all right? So he took on a team that they had the first round draft. They picked up that Trevor guy, But at the end of the day, man, he knew coming into this season it was going to be a struggle. Now, did he make things worse with the off-field stuff with the female? And then yesterday, 2:00 in the morning, I get the notification that he's fired and that he kicked one of the players or something like that in practice. So all that stuff combined, I mean, you're already bringing different stuff to a situation that already isn't good with that team. And now all this outside stuff, it just makes it a lot worse on the players, okay? All the media. I mean, that stuff really affects the way these guys play, I think, at the end of the week, because everyone's focused on, all these outside disturbances. So, look, man, I think they had to get rid of him. I don't know if, it was the right timing. I think maybe they should have waited to the end of the season, but I think he will find a job in college. I mean, he's a great coach. Look at what he did at Ohio State, So, yeah, I think maybe not. Nowhere this year, okay? Next year, I could see this guy coaching in college. Do you see a team maybe? Is there any teams that you could see this guy with?
You know what's funny is I actually do think he's going to get a job this year. I do. He just got paid $60 million from the Jacksonville Jaguars to leave. I mean, his contract got ended early. I think they're going to try to maybe argue that a little bit, saying it was with cause because of the kicking, because of the off-field incidents, because of everything gone on. He might not get all of it, but I've heard he's going to probably get close to $60 million of that $100 million contract regardless. So he's making out. And again, this guy is a winner. I mean, he's been a winner. The one thing you got to touch on is this. He's a bully, and that's what everyone's been talking about today. That's the storyline today. I think that word gets overused, especially in our society today. I think people are a little bit softer than we need to be, and I don't want to get political on this, but I think we're a little bit softer as a society today. And what I will say is that bully mentality, if you want to call it that, I don't like using that word really because, again, I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's getting used as a negative thing. Obviously, the kicking is crossing a line, but sometimes when you're playing a sport like football, there is a part of the game that comes down to you have to be a little bit mentally tough, physically tough in order to be playing in the National Football League. What I will say is this. It comes down for me. Urban Meyer was a bully in college, and that's what made him great. Okay, yes. Nick Saban's the same way. He was a bully and is a bully in college, and he gets whatever the hell he wants, and he wins games. He gets the best recruits. Okay, he's competitive. He goes out there and gets the best recruits. He gets the president of the university to do whatever the hell he wants. He could, bend rules, break rules, whatever you want to call it. That's what works in the college football game, and all the great coaches in college football have done it. It doesn't work in the NFL because there's owners that are paying millions and millions of dollars. There's other people involved in organizational decisions. Urban Meyer just didn't have the say to do what he needed to do. What I will move on from is this. The guy that I believe will take over this job is not a guy that's really been talked about in Jacksonville, and it's going to be Dan Campbell, okay? I think right now he's with the Cowboys, okay? Yeah. He's out there, and he's doing a great job with the Cowboys, by the way. But he's from Atlanta, Georgia. He coached the Atlanta Falcons for a long time. They need an NFL veteran coach that's been in the league a long time, and I don't know who that's going to be. I throw that name out there because of the fact he's a Southern guy. He's now with the Cowboys. He's winning games. He's involved heavily in that defense. Jacksonville's an interesting spot to land right now. Yes, you have a hard time getting free agents. Okay, but the one thing I will say about the Jacksonville Jaguars is you got a great quarterback that's young, who is going to be great for years to come. Next up, they got the most cap space in the NFL going into next season. That's a plus. They're going to have a lottery pick as well in this year's draft moving forward. So you're going to have a great quarterback, a ton of cap space, and, like I said, a lottery pick. You go after a defensive-minded guy and you get a good offensive coordinator. I'm telling you right now, this could shift really quick in Jacksonville, especially because I don't see the Texans bouncing back. I think, you're going to have a few teams competitive in that division for the years to come, but the Jaguars could turn this thing around and win some games next year really, really quickly. So, again, don't back out on the Jacksonville Jaguars moving forward. I'm here in Jacksonville, so I'm going to have a little bit of hope. But hey, let's dive into now this game tonight, Sal, and I think everyone's here for this game, and we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs going in and taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, again, we're talking about an AFC West showdown between two teams that are pretty much already solidified in the playoff conversation. Neither of them have locked in a spot yet. No one's locked in a spot yet, but obviously both in the playoff conversation. This game really comes down to, for me, and I'm going to throw it your way, comes down to the Kansas City Chiefs having a tale of two seasons. Obviously, they started out at the beginning of the season, and it came down to Patrick Mahomes looking like crap. The media turned on Patrick Mahomes for the first time ever. Everyone was saying this Chiefs team is done. They were at the bottom of the division, and we could roll back tapes out, but there was a point in the season where I know you said, the Chiefs are done! And I said, not yet. Wait it out, because this Kansas City Chiefs team does have Mahomes. They do have a ton of weapons on offense. And teams figured them out a little bit in the beginning of the season. They have a great coach in Andy Reid. A few adjustments here, a few adjustments there. And guess what? The Chiefs are now in first place in the AFC West. And if they win tonight, they're pretty much solidified really in the playoff spot. A loss, though, and this is what I want to touch on, a loss, though, would mean the Chargers take over first place, tied with the Kansas City Chiefs. Both would be 9-5. What do you got tonight, and what is the number one thing you're thinking about heading into this game? What is the make or break for Kansas City and the Chargers?
Okay, well, this is the second time that they played this season. They played, I'm not sure what week it was, maybe week
3,
8.
I thought it was earlier, but it might have been.
Yeah, earlier in the season they played, and the Chargers won that game 30-24, And, that was during the time where each week, I guess I was kind of like, when are the Chiefs going to be the Chiefs that we know from, like, last year or the year before? Like, I kept waiting for the Chiefs to get it going. And I know we talked about it one time on here. I was like, man, there's got to be issues in the locker room. Something's got to be going on here because this Chiefs team just didn't look right. Nick Holmes just didn't look right. He was turning the ball over, throwing interceptions. And then one week, all of a sudden, you could see the defense started coming together. Okay, the next week, the defense looked really good. Still, the offense isn't where it was last year. Yeah, last week, they put up some points. What was it, 48-9 against the Raiders? I mean, each week, though, they're looking better and better and better. And I always say, revenge is served best on a cold plate, okay? You don't think the Chiefs know that they beat them in Arrowhead 30-24? You don't think the Chiefs know that this is the biggest game of the year right here for them? Right here. I am so excited about this game. I just think the Chiefs are playing on a different level right now. And that offense still isn't where it's supposed to be. But it's getting better each week. And I think tonight is a statement game for the Chiefs. I think tonight it is a statement game for the Chiefs. You're going to see that they're for real and they're back. And this is still their division. This is still the Chiefs' division. And the Chiefs are going to show the world that this is their division. And it starts tonight. What a game we got in store, Matthew. I can't wait. And look, I'm not taking nothing away from the Chargers either because they're playing great. What are they? They're 8-5. The last 2 weeks, they've looked great. I mean, yeah, they beat the Giants, but they beat Denver, and Denver's been playing good, okay? I just think tonight, man, and I'm going to say it one more time, this is a revenge game, okay? The Chiefs are not going to let the Chargers beat them 2 times in the same year. It's hard to beat a team 2 times in 1 year. And we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not talking about some team that isn't good. The Chiefs have been good for the last couple of years now, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you touched on a ton of points there, and I think the one that I want to focus in on is the fact that both these teams are playing great football. The one thing I want to touch on is, yes, Patrick Mahomes is playing elite-style football at this point in the season. We did see him be vulnerable. There is tape on Patrick Mahomes as a vulnerable quarterback. And the thing I like about Justin Herbert, he's thrown for 30 touchdowns this season, 11 interceptions. Patrick Mahomes, 27 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, so pretty much the same. But Herbert's doing it with less to work with. I mean, obviously, we talk about Mahomes having Tyreek Hill, having Travis Kelce, having Clyde Edwards-Helaire, having all these weapons on that offense, having a good offensive line, and he also has the experience. This Chiefs team reminds me a lot, and I hate saying it this way, but it's just the truth. This Chiefs team reminds me a lot of the Buccaneers from last year, which is weird because the Chiefs have been the same team for a while. The Buccaneers obviously had the storylines of Tom Brady coming in, having the storylines of all the veterans coming in, having the storyline of a new coach, a new system, and nothing's really changed for this team. But this team started out slow. They looked sloppy. People kind of doubted them a little bit. People said, oh, they had a lot of hype behind them, and nothing's really happened. And all of a sudden, at one point in the season, they go boom, 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 boom. They're now on a 6-game win streak heading into the real heat of the season. And we've seen it before. We've seen it with the 2008 New York Giants, the 2012 New York Giants. We've seen it with a ton of teams. You get hot at the right time in the NFL heading into the playoffs.
Wow.
And it could be scary. You said it, revenge is served best on a cold platter.
Yes.
Here's the thing. We're talking about an interdivisional matchup. Think about revenge on the bigger picture. This Chiefs team has owned. We talk about how we talk about Aaron Rodgers owning the Bears over the past years. This Chiefs team over the past, 3, 4, 5 years has owned the Chargers. And so maybe the revenge comes from Herbert showing up tonight saying, hey, we got your number not once. We don't got your number twice. But we're now in first place in the division, and we're poised to make a playoff run with a young quarterback, a great defense, a great running attack, and a team that I think is exciting in L.A. In my opinion, right now at this point in the season, they're my favorite team in L.A. right now. And many people will be like, oh, my gosh, the Rams. This Chargers team is my favorite team in L.A. right now. I think they got a lot of talent moving forward. Stafford's good right now. This guy, Justin Herbert, is going to be great in years to come. You just wait and see. Now let's talk about some injuries for tonight, and then we'll dive into, obviously, player props, and then we'll finish up with Vegas by the numbers and our pick, Sal. But major injuries tonight we got to talk about for the Chiefs. No Josh Gordon, no Chris Jones, no Snead, no Willie Gay, and no Austin Wiley. And then, obviously, for the Chargers, you got no Samuels Jr., no Derwin James Jr., no Gilman, no Rashawn Slater, and the one that's up in the air for me, okay, that makes or breaks, what I'm betting on tonight is going to come down to if Austin Eckler plays or not. Austin Eckler is questionable currently. I think we're going to get that news soon here, as to is he playing tonight or not. But let's talk about the player props for tonight. I'm going to go your way, Sal. What's one player prop that you love heading into this game tonight? Obviously, we're talking about Thursday Night Football, two teams in the AFC West that have a ton of big names, a ton of big weapons. Who do you like to show up tonight, and what's a player prop you are locking in for Pickvault Nation?
I'm going to go with Travis Kelce anytime touchdown, okay? I could really see him getting in the end zone tonight, okay? So that's probably my best player prop. I like Travis Kelce anytime touchdown. I'm not sure if you know what the odds are on it, but I love it. Primetime game, he's getting in the end zone. I can just see it right now, them being at like the 10-yard line. Big home scrambling and getting it to him on like a slant or something. So I love Travis Kelce anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I'm looking up the odds as we speak right now, and Travis Kelce is plus 110 to score a touchdown tonight. So I do like that play as well. But we'll throw that in there as Sally picks player prop of the night. What's funny is you say Travis Kelce anytime touchdown scorer. I think this year in the NFL has been the year of the tight end. And we're talking about a guy like Mahomes. You just mentioned it. Great getting out of the pocket and working with nothing. He's, the magician they call it, whatever you want to call it. I could see that happening easily. The year of the tight end, we got Travis Kelce over 64 receiving yards. Again, because of that, we got Darrell Williams over 17.5 receiving yards out of the backfield for the Chiefs as well. We got Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 52 rushing yards. Next up, Justin Herbert under 289 passing yards. That, for me, is because I love the under tonight. I think we're talking about an under game. Everyone sees the Chiefs. They see the names on that roster. They see the names. They see LA. They think primetime football, a lot of points. I think the under is a big play tonight. And if the under is hitting, I know Mahomes is going to have a ton of passing yards. I think Herbert has an under day tonight. Justin Herbert under 289 passing yards is a pick vol play. And then last up, we're talking about an under. We're talking about, historically speaking, Mahomes' guy is Tyreek Hill. We're going Tyreek Hill under 83 receiving yards. So one more time for Pickball Nation. Sally Picks 585 bets. It's going Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown scorer. And then the pick vault topping in here with 5 pick vault player props. We got Travis Kelce over 64 receiving yards. Darrell Williams over 17.5 receiving yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 52 rushing yards. Then Justin Herbert under 289 passing yards. And Tyreek Hill under 83 receiving yards. So 5 player props on the pick vault. 1 from Sally Picks 585 bets. And now it's my favorite segment. You know this. And it always gets us talking about a lot of stuff here. And that is Vegas by the numbers here. Presented by the Pick Vault. And right now, we got some interesting stuff to talk about, Sal. And I'm going to start here. Spread. We're going to talk about the spread. Obviously moving right now. I've seen it now at 3 of 5 sports books that I look at. Has now moved to 3.5 instead of the 3. So that would be Chiefs minus 3.5. Still, you could get it at 3 at a number of sports books currently, which would make it, obviously, like I said, Chargers plus 3.5. And some sports books, Chargers plus 3. And what's interesting right now at that 3.5 number, 78% of spread bets are on the Kansas City Chiefs minus 3.5, and you got 22% of spread bets on the Chargers plus 3.5. Does that scare you with your number? I know you're going, you said Chiefs tonight. I mean, does that scare you?
The world, I'm going with the Chiefs tonight.
I just a little teaser here because we got to talk about this number. The number scares me. I mean, it scares me. If I was a Chiefs bettor tonight and I saw that 78% of the public is on the Chiefs, we've seen the public get absolutely, I'll say this nicely. We've seen the public get screwed on primetime football this year. What do you got there? Does that scare you as a bettor?
That does scare me as a bettor. But look, we're talking, you got one game, okay? Everybody's focused on this one game. So obviously a game like this, you're gonna get it where, more people are betting on one side than the other. 3.5, the 3.5 scares the shit out of me. I'll be honest. The 3.5 does, because I can see this game coming down to a field goal. And look, I mean, the only way to bet this would be to take the Chiefs money line. And I think it's up to what, minus 160, 165?
Yeah,
somewhere like that. It does scare me because we've seen it on primetime games every single week. It's almost like sometimes I'm like, is this rigged? Like, it almost feels like it's rigged. These primetime games, you got to be careful. So I would stay away from the spread. If I'm going to bet this game tonight, I'm staying away from the spread, okay? And I'm just going to take the Chiefs money line. I'm going to lay the juice. I don't see the Chiefs losing. Do I see the Chiefs covering? I can see it happening, but can I see this game landed right on 3? Absolutely. I can see it coming right down to a field goal, okay? And I can see if people get the Chargers at plus 3.5, them winning. I can see a 20-17 game, 24-21 game. That's why my safe play would be, and let's start the engine. Let's grease the wheels. Let's jump on the train and let's go. Choo-choo, choo-choo. I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs money line, minus 160. Lock that in.
So you heard it. You heard it there. Everyone's hopping on the train. And as Sally always says, if you're not on the train, you're on the tracks, and the train is going to run you over. But it comes down to this. Sally Picks is going Chiefs money line tonight. I'm not going to give the pick ball play. I'm going to throw that out at the end here of the episode. But what's interesting, Sal, talking about that 3.5, we always talk about, and I want to get your take. I have to say this. It's not fair to Pickball Nation if I don't ask the question. I got to ask the hard questions that everyone at home is wondering. Primetime football, you always say to me, every time we have a podcast, you say, my father once told me, primetime football, take the home team with the points. What's going on here? What you got to explain? You got to explain to Pickball Nation because I know that's your line.
You're right. That is my line. You know, my father, rest in peace. I mean, I miss the guy daily. And his rule of thumb was always on prime time football, on night football games, you take the home team with the points. And I tell you what, 70, 80% of the time, that's what happens. And, you know, I'm going to go against my father, and I'm probably going to kick me in the butt for doing this, you know? So, yeah, that scares the crap out of me too, Matt. That scares the crap out of me too, because the rule of thumb is you take the home team with the points. So that's why I'm eliminating the points. Okay, I'm eliminating the points, and I'm just going to take Kansas City money line because, like I said, I can see, especially if it's at 3.5, I can see the Chiefs winning this game by a late field goal at the end, and everybody winning who takes the Chargers. But I think if you take the Chiefs on the money line, I see the Chiefs winning this game. I don't see the Chargers beating them 2 times in the same year. It's still the Chiefs division. Okay, it's still the Chiefs are still the king of the mountain. Okay. So, with that being said, the Chiefs are all in tonight, man. Okay? The Chiefs are the hotter team out of these 2 teams. Yes, the Chargers have won their last 2 games, but come on, man. They beat the Giants and they beat Denver. And nothing, I'm not taking nothing away from Denver, okay? But look at, man. The Chiefs, the last 6 games, man, okay, they have just looked like a different animal. They've looked like a different beast, and I think it continues tonight. I can see the Chiefs, honestly, I can see the Chiefs winning out the rest of the football season. I really could, and I could still see the Chiefs probably being that team. It's going to come down to probably the Chiefs and New England in the AFC divisional game to go to the Super Bowl. I'm telling you what, man. They're not losing tonight. They're not losing tonight. I don't know if they covered a 3.5. I'm eliminating that, and I'm eliminating that because of my father's rule of thumb. You take the home team with the points. So if I was going on the points at 3.5, I'd probably buy it up to 4, and I would take the Chargers.
Love it.
But oh no, I'm taking the Chiefs money line tonight.
Love it. I want to finish what I was saying too. I had to ask that question. I know for Big Ball Nation, everyone always hears.
You're right.
I got to throw it out there. But here's the thing: I have to finish what I was saying. 78% of the bets are on Chiefs minus 3.5. 22% of the spread bets are on the Chargers plus 3.5. But here's the nugget that is mind blowing me tonight. 66% of the total money, okay, is on the Chargers plus 3.5. So Sharps in Vegas, and I just got this in, I just double checked it here. Sharps in Vegas, 89% of the sharp money currently is on the Chargers plus 3.5. 89% of sharp money. You've been in Vegas for a long period of time. You've known what it's like. Ton of sharps going against the public, moving the line, and all of a sudden they're getting it at a better line. Here's the thing. You know that the sharps in Vegas wanted it at 3.5. They didn't want it at 3. They wanted it at 3.5. Now it's at 3.5, and you're going to see all of the sharps hop on that 3.5. And I'm telling you right now, that's why the Pig Vault, I'm not going to give it out. I'll give it out right here. That's why the Pig Vault loves the Chargers tonight with the points. So that is interesting to me. Next up, I'm going to touch on the money line. We got 76% of the money on the Chiefs money line, rolling with Sally Picks 585 bets. Again, we're talking about a differential in money. If a ton of people lose with the Chargers spread, who knows? A ton of people are going to win with the Chiefs money line. Again, it all evens out in the end of the day. So 76% of the total money on the Chiefs money line. And then lastly, and I want your opinion on this, Sal, as well, is the over-under for tonight's game. Currently at 52.5. Right now, currently, again, giving you the live line, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. Again, everyone out there, go bet at DraftKings Sportsbook. Currently, and I got to throw this one out to you, is 65% of the money is on the over, and 92% of sharp money is on the under. So once again, sharps on one side, public on the other. That, for me, boom, is something I love. And again, the Pig Vault loves the under as well. So the Pig Vault's rolling with the sharps tonight. And normally I wouldn't say that always. Sometimes we roll with the public a ton. But tonight, we're rolling with the sharps. We're going under 52.5 and Chargers plus 3.5. I do buy a full point, and get it at 4.5. That's the Pig Vault play. And I will give you a minute here. I know you jumped on the train. You threw everything out there for Pig Vault Nation and Sally Picks 585 Bets Nation. You got any teasers or anything you like for tonight's game? What do you think about the over-under at 52.5? You doing anything with that? Because I know the Pig Vault loves a play tonight, and I'll give that out after. But I want to hear your thoughts on, the over-under, and you got any, interesting plays tonight?
I love the under in this game. I just love the under just because of the way the Chiefs defense has looked the last 6 weeks. I could see this being a defensive battle. And the Chargers defense isn't really that good, man, but I think it's good enough to stop. I mean, look, the Chiefs offense still isn't where it needs to be, okay? So, like I said, I could see this game being like a 24-21 game. Coming down to a last drive field goal. I really see that happening. And you just said 90% of the sharp money is on the under tonight.
92%. And you know what's interesting? As I mentioned that, okay, I got a live line up here again. I said, according to DraftKings, got the live line. It was at 52 earlier this morning. It was at 52.5 when we started this podcast. And currently it's at 53. A ton of live movement tonight so far on this game. So up to 53. A play I love, again, you can't do this every day, but on every place, if you guys aren't betting at a sports book, I know it's difficult, but if you are legally betting, which you guys all should be doing, especially because there's a ton of avenues out there to bet legally now, you should be betting at a sports book somewhere and find a way to do that. If it's not your state, maybe you got to drive over the border and bet somewhere else. But it comes down to this. A play I love tonight is doing a teaser, okay? You can get this right now at DraftKings, okay? And here it is. You can get the Chargers plus 14.5, okay? You can get all the way up to 17, but I'm keeping it at 14.5. Chargers plus 14.5 and the under 62, and that is minus 165. So you're getting 10 points, okay, almost, from what the line was this morning. 10 points on the over-under. We're going under 62 and Chargers plus 14.5. Currently, right now, minus 162 at DraftKings. Great play.
Leave it to you to find the line like that. I mean, you call me sometimes and you're like, dude, I got it. I got this at plus 15 and over 70. I'm like, how do you get these lines, dude? This guy digs so deep and he always gets the best line. Kudos to you, man. I mean, I love that. That to me, I mean, I don't even think you got to turn the TV on. I mean,
that's the one where you could just, take a NyQuil, and just fall asleep, wake up tomorrow and check your bank account and you got money to spend for Christmas with your family. So again, one more time for everyone out there, I am going to give the Pick Vault score projection. I haven't done that yet. The Pick Vault has the Kansas City Chiefs winning. So Sal, we're on with you there. Kansas City Chiefs 25.4 to the Chargers 22.8. We got the artificial intelligence spread at 2.6. Again, meaning the Chargers would cover the 3.5. Currently, our Pick Vault play is to buy it to 4.5. And our total points, according to the artificial intelligence, is currently at 48.2, which again is under the 53. I do love that play, again, that I mentioned before, which was Chargers plus 14.5, under 62. You can't beat that anywhere. Minus 162, it's free money. I think, again, Sal said you're not going to turn on the game. And one more time for Pick Vault Nation, I am going to give you guys the player props one more time. Sally Picks 585 bets. It's on Travis Kelce anytime touchdown score at plus 110. Then we got Travis Kelce over 64 receiving yards. A big day for Travis Kelce according to Pick Vault and Sally Picks. Then we got Darren Williams over 17.5 receiving yards. One more time, Darren Williams over 17.5 receiving yards. Then we got Clyde Edwards-Helaire over 52 rushing yards. A big day for him out of the backfield. Justin Herbert not going to show up in primetime football because I do think that under is the play more so than anything, which means he's not going to have a huge day passing. He'll have a good day playing, but under 289 passing yards. Then last but certainly not least, we got Tyreek Hill under 83 receiving yards. This has been an episode of the Pick Vault, and once again, Sal, I'm going to give you the last word here on Pick Vault. Let's hear what you got to say to Pick Vault Nation, what you got to say to Sally Picks 585 Bets Nation. And one more time, I'm going to say this to you out there. If you guys do not follow Sally Picks 585 Bets on Instagram, no one does it like him. Some people out there are trying to be him. And you know what? I'm going to say it to everyone out there. You can never be Sally Picks 585 Bets. He is the human train. And you guys got to jump on that train because that train has now hit 3 in a row. And you know he's going for 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row. And the best part about Sally Picks is he puts it out there for everyone to see and doesn't hide anything from the world. But let's hear what you got to say to Pick Vault Nation.
I love it. And to Pick Vault Nation, first off, to everybody out there, man. I mean, right now, we're seeing it in every sport. I mean, this COVID is hitting bad. We didn't really touch on it, but everyone's got to stay safe out there. Number one, okay. This stuff is serious, man. I don't know if it's political, whatever. We're not going to get into that, but let's just hope that we have sports. Let's just hope that we can finish out these seasons, because I mean, I love sports. You love sports, and this is something that I get out of bed for, just to watch these games. So let's just pray that we still have sports with what's going on with everything right now. People are dropping. Okay, that's number one. Number two, man, I just want to thank you for having me on, man. Me and you have built such a great relationship, man, and God has blessed me to meet you, man. So I want to thank you for that. I mean, I love coming on this show. I love doing these podcasts with you. And number three, man, let's make some money tonight. You know, this is going to be a great game. I mean, where else would you rather be than in America? Getting to see the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Los Angeles Chargers to see who takes first place. Okay, let's make some money tonight. The window's wide open. Meet Sally Picks at the window. I'm taking the Chiefs money line. That's all I got to say. Let's grease the wheels. I got one more thing to say. Let's grease the wheels. Let's grease the wheels. Let's jump on the train and let's go. Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo.
Well, I gotta say, Sal, you know what? That was probably, I might say Sally Picks 585 Bets 2024. You got my vote right now, because he just hit everything. He had everyone staying safe with COVID. He had his love for sports. He talked about how he's going with the Chiefs tonight and how we're in the greatest country in the world. So everyone out there, again, follow Sally Picks 585 Bets. Follow the Pick Vault, and make sure you guys check out the Pick Vault mobile app. We got big news coming from this podcast, specifically coming really soon. Hopefully, by the time we actually have next week's episode, we got a bunch of news coming your way. Soon, you're going to be able to find this podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, which we're really excited about. And Pick Vault Nation, we are OUT out. Have a great week. Stay safe. And as Sally said, let's make some freaking money tonight.
You've been listening to the Pick Vault, America's premier sports gambling consultation firm, are ready to make you a winner and unlock your money. Make sure to hit the website at www.thepickvault.com. Find the app and subscribe to receive exclusive member content, including our picks, live updates, and sports news. Follow on Twitter and Instagram at The Pick Vault, taking sports gambling to the next level. Till next time, this is The Pick Vault, signing off.
This the Pick Vault. Gonna sit you down and listen to this real talk. Ain't no first or second option, this the default. Turning picks into these dollars, gonna let them fall. Raining down these daily winnings like an aerosol. Analytics calculated just to win it all. Problems when it comes to choosing, we got all them solved. Got the picks that needin' fixed, and you know who to call. Cause this the Pick Vault.